Hey everybody, Dr. Rick here from Dr. Rick's Garage. Today we're going to take a review on how to repair the broken Vevazz paddles for the lipo lights. We have the regular size paddle and we have the lymphatic paddles. What's happening is people in the staff are carrying like this and this gets overbent and the wires are breaking usually right here. We actually had one that was, you could tell when it was disassembled that somebody must have stepped on a cord or something because the paddle was, the wire was kind of stripped longer. What I can tell you is usually you can feel too that there's a bulge right in here, and that's one of the big things you want to take in, pay attention to. Lots of times I've been able to get the paddles to work by going like this gently to make sure. But so anyways, we have a couple different size flat screwdrivers. A heat shrink. We just use this as a little mini blow dryer, just a heat shrink, little heat gun. You can use a regular cheap soldering iron or the Weller. We usually use this one here. A lot more power, goes a lot faster. Use the dielectrical solder here. It usually has flux built into it. I still would use my flux because it just seems faster. Sometimes you need the heat shrink, sometimes you don't. But that's the basic tools that you really need. And to disassemble, they got these slots right here. And same on these little lymphatic paddles, okay? And you just want to be gentle enough not to break them. You do got to take and push in a little bit and just wiggle gently and you'll hear it start to pop, you know. And so sometimes a little screwdriver works better than the big one. And so I've got them open with both of them. But just kind of wiggle it in here. There you go. You see that just pop right there? And then do the same to the bottom. Okay. And now we can actually just get this side to open. And then gently should come open. May have to apply for the other one. And there we go. So just be real gentle, and what you're doing is you're sliding on the bottom here, just wiggling it gently until it finally pops and you get under. So what you're doing is wiggle it and just get it right here and then let it come up. And then once it's above that ridge, we're all set. So this should just slide down in here and you can feed it in there if you want. Help it. So you can see that this one here we soldered before. So all we do is just solder those in there. We might heat it up with the solder. We usually use the big one. Heat it up, get rid of the broken wire, get rid of the broken wire. The cut's usually down here. Pull it through a little bit. Might have to put a little bit of lubricant right here just so that slides. You do want to put cable ties back on here. So we've had to cut, strip. You know, don't cut it and then try to put it in. You're going to just make a nightmare. Try to pull it through and then cut it. We have got it in there before, but it wasn't bad. It just isn't as easy. Anyways, and get this kind of soldered in and then just take and gently pull it back into place. And what happens to those cable ties, they hit right here. And so basically get it nice and tight so it can't pull on the circuit board. Got it? And then that's about it. You know, just make sure you kind of get this laying kind of flat in here. Give you space, get this nice and clean, and gently just kind of push it back in here. So I got one side in, and if you need to, you can always go like this, but just, you know. Don't put more pressure than you have to on it. It is just cheap plastic. There we go. And that just, they pop right back in there. So really just, you know, on the bottom side and just wiggle it back and forth until it finally pops. Now you can see how much marks is here. We don't take a lot of pressure. I'm sure what they have is probably a special pair of pliers that grab it here and will push in on it. And you could do that if you wanted to with a piece of, a little piece of wood and groove it. But screwdriver works well. If you look at the grooves, this has been taken apart at least twice now, and you can see we have barely any marks on it. When we use the blow dryer, the heat shrink, what we're normally doing is on one of the paddles, I actually brought the butt connectors because of the way it was drove. So I used some butt connectors, and I brought the wire up here a little bit more and laid it between the heat sink. But anyways, that's it. And then this one here, same thing, and these little lymphatics. Just push this in here a little bit, and you can see it starting to come apart right in here. I just pushed it back together. So if you need to, get a second screwdriver, pop in here, and now it's open. And you can see where we had to do this one here on the inside there too, but this one really didn't have a room for a cable tie, so we didn't really do it. And there's not as much weight on here, so I don't really think you need them. But again, it just pops in, and you have it. So, anyways, that's Dr. Rick with Dr. Rick's Garage. Get any questions, please ask. Simple fix. I've actually have done these where they quit working during the first shift of the morning shift, come home, have them fixed in about 8 to 10 minutes, and then eat my lunch, go back to work, and have the paddle working just fine. So it's a small, fast fix. You don't have to mail them in unless you want to. And you can get these soldering guns pretty cheap, and you don't necessarily need the heat gun or the heat shrink most of the time. Anyways, like, subscribe, let us know what you think. Have a good one.